Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Joyful Light Oracle. I pray all is well. I pray that you had a fabulous day. I pray that you were successful in your endeavors, whatever you were trying to accomplish today. I pray that you were able to accomplish those things successfully. Just want to thank you, first of all, for tuning in to this station, this channel, and allowing me to be a guide for you, for your soul's journey. That's essentially what you are doing when you connect to different messages, right, from various readers, oracles, sage, seers, mediums, whatever title you want to call it. You are entrusting the guide or the guides to assist you on your journey. And so I don't take that lightly. It's an honor for me to be able to just sit here and connect to divinity, right? Connect to divine source and provide the healing messages that are needed for the collective. And so I just thank you, first of all, for creating the time and space to allow me into your home and into your heart. I usually don't have a specific message, but today it's a bit different. I do have a message, and I got this message as I was, out and about doing my daily routines. This message came to mind, and so I've sat on it and tried my best to tune in more so that I can convey this message accurately to the collective. All right, I'm just checking. Okay, we are recording. I just looked at the time. It was 2:22, so that was perfect timing, right? So partnerships, balance, right? Coming into alignment with your truth, stepping into your path, walking your walk, talking your talk, right? Divine alignment. Acknowledging what your purpose is and actually being about that business. Okay, so that is a part of the focus for today's message. So at this time, I just want to call upon divine protectors, those that are here for the collective's good. Archangel Michael, greetings. Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, greetings. Thank you for your divine protection, your assistance in helping me connect to divine source to receive the clearest guidance and messages for the collective at this time. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel, for strengthening my voice and my resolve to speak forth the truth as I know it, as it has been shown to me, and bringing forth the confidence of this word, making it evident in my life and in the life of all those that are tuning in at this time. I thank you for the elders and the higher realms that are assisting us on our journey, that are working for our benefit. Thank you at this time for the assistance in the angelic realm. I thank you for the ministering angels who watches over us on a day-to-day basis and keeping us from all harm and danger. And may they do so at this time. Keep all disruptive energies, any confusing spirits, any low vibrational entities, individuals, or projections away from this message so that it would reach every person that it is intended to reach without delay, without distortion, with the utmost clarity and truth. I thank you in advance for all those that are resonating with this message, those that are vibing with this message at this time. If you guys hear me clear my throat repeatedly, that's because I am recovering common cold, so that's what that's about. So excuse me in advance. Okay, so focus for today's message has to do with the status, the station, the position, the role, the seat we occupy, right? So everyone's station in life is different to a certain extent. There may be some similarities, but there definitely are differences, right? There are different levels of existence, right? Even different levels of consciousness, different levels of our awareness, our ability to be present in the moment, our ability to transmute those lower energies, those heavier emotions, in order to bring in healing into our heart space, in order to live a life that is more balanced, more purposeful, and more in tune with our highest timeline, right? Our highest good, essentially. So when I started the video, I mentioned, my gratitude and you allowing me to be your guide at this time, right? You are allowing me to speak to you, right? You are trusting that Divine Spirit is using me as an oracle, as a messenger, as a vessel of light, prayerfully, for your highest good, because that is my intentions, to bring in those messages for healing purposes, for restoration, for reconciliation for those areas within our lives that have been damaged, broken, or that are lacking, right? Just bringing forth life to situations that are dead, right? If we've lost a passion in an area, sparking that flame again so that we can get moving in that right direction, right? As far as our creativity, as far as our expansion or ability to grow beyond what we are used to. So the station that we have been birthed into varies, right? The seat that we occupy varies. And I will say, based on what I'm receiving this message to say, is basically some people may not regard the seat or the station of another individual. Some people may try to discount someone's authority, someone's ability, someone's talents, someone's gifting, and even someone's occupation, right? If you want to just use that term in a worldly sense, like what they do, right? Trying to disqualify your credentials, your skill set, right? Trying to disprove your abilities to either communicate the truth, to see clearly, or what have you. It's important to note that we do all have a station, okay? And everyone's office is important in itself, okay? So we need to recognize the office that we are supposed to be operating in. So for instance, I'm just gonna use the example of, excuse me, a chef, right? A lot of us eat out, we go to restaurants, and there's usually someone who's responsible for preparing these meals or organizing the kitchen and combining these food items, right? And presenting this meal. So there's a chef, that's an office, that's a station, okay? Then we have, let's say, someone who is a scout, right? Someone who's in the military sector, someone who is responsible for going out and securing the best place to set up camp, or the best place to find the proper resources that, everyone will need for sustenance. So the scout versus the chef. There's one who goes out and secures the resources or secures that area, and there's one that has to prepare in order to feed, right? Respectively, these stations have their own importance. Would you agree? So if the chef were to take it upon themselves to put themselves in the office of a scout or the role of a scout, they may not do as well in securing the right place to camp, the right area to settle based on, the resources, or even based on, proximity to, let's say, enemy territory, okay? And vice versa. The scout, if you put that scout in the kitchen to prepare a meal, uh, however grand the meal is or small, they may not fare as well. Now, that example is pretty basic, but to take it a little higher, let's look at it from a spiritual standpoint. Someone who is set up in a station to convey messages, right? And who is able to bring some type of clarity to a situation that is confusing. Um, Granted, we all have the ability to see, okay? That means visually with our natural eyes and spiritually with our spiritual sight. However, many of us, like I mentioned earlier, we may not be operating on that same level of conscious awareness, right? Where we may still be darkened, whether it be because there are areas we haven't healed yet, areas we don't even recognize we need healing, or just because we are just so caught up in that programmed cycle of living that we don't even take that time out to assess and look at the higher scope of what's happening on a spiritual plane or on a spiritual level. Some of us who have that capacity to see beyond the natural, who have the ability to connect naturally with divine spirit, who has been given visions, dreams, and the like, they may have advanced a little further in their journey here, right? And they may be able to assist someone else who may not be able to see as clearly. The point in all of that is to say there's an importance in the guide, right? There's importance in the oracle, there's importance in the office or the station that one has been given, but it's for us to have respect for that office, have respect for the resources that really source has given us, right? Elohim has given us resources where we are able to help each other, right? If there's one that's wounded, you have someone, a comrade, you have another individual that can come along and help to strengthen, right, what is weak, right? The church calls it edifying the body. Okay, so we all have different gifts, varying gifts that have been handed out. Like we are born with these talents, and some of us we hone our craft or our skill set, right? Some people have to go to college or higher level education to get these degrees, and like a physician has to study for some years to practice in whatever field of medicine that they practice. And that's a gift. That's a gift that's been given to society, so that when someone is sick, someone is bedridden, someone is laden because of a physical ailment, they have someone in a station, in a position with a certain level of authority over the physical workings of the body, the organs, and all of that, that can assist you when you are fractured, broken, or not functioning at your optimal best. I hope this is making sense. Now, there may be those who discount natural medicine and discount even the scientific approach to healing, okay? The point is they're both here to assist. Now, if you go to the natural route versus the scientific route, that's free choice. That is your free will, okay? That doesn't give anyone the right to discount one over the other. It's a matter of respecting, again, the station that others operate in, right? And in a sense, I think a lot of the disrespect, where someone may try to discredit other workers on a spiritual level, because this is primarily, I'm speaking in the spiritual sense, like someone who is a hierophant, right? Someone who is a high priestess. That just means someone who has maybe they've graduated to a certain level of understanding, right? They have a certain level of knowing of divine workings, and they spent time, right, working with the Holy Spirit, okay, and allowing themselves to be used as a vessel of light. Now, we do have workers of darkness, so they're both extremes, and I will have to say, even the workers of darkness, like, there's a sense of regard that we need to have to that, because you can't just start dealing with someone who connects to dark powers or entities as though they're without a certain level of authority. It's you basically knowing how you can either work with that person or how you can protect yourself against that person. And it's really up to you, using your intuition, to know who are you going to resort to. Do you want to resort to someone who is operating in that level or that strength, or do you choose to connect to those who are working with divine light? It is definitely a choice. It's definitely a choice, but the point is, when we discredit those who are actually working for the good of humanity, those who have been positioned here in this earth to assist the growth and, yeah, expansion of humanity, that is when like it's a problem. Okay. All right. Whew. I got that out without pulling one card, so I'm impressed. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Now, all right, can we, all right, thank you. Time to clarify, is that what we're doing right now? Okay. Okay, time to clarify. We have solar calm, and we have ninth house, exploration. Every time I look at exploration, my eyes are drawn to this balloon, right? And the birds. Like, there's travel, there's some type of knowledge that some type of expansion that's happening, okay? Whether it be you learning, whether it be going overseas even, right? Maybe someone has traveled overseas recently or is currently overseas. The point is seeing things beyond that limited scope, that limited view, right? Gaining clarity, right? Because you are either looking towards others or you're looking beyond your reasoning. You're looking beyond what you know, okay? Remember I said there are individuals, like, we all have a station, right? So the sage, the seer, right? The oracles, those individuals are the guides, spiritual guides. They're here for a reason, right? To assist humanity, right? Expand the limited view, right? If you're seeing things from a small or shrunken viewpoint that may be distorted, they're here to help bring clarity, right? To bring the guided understanding that they get from divine spirit, to help you know how best to move or how best to shift what you're seeing, and even fine tuning so you understand what exactly you're seeing. So, because many times we could be looking at something but don't quite understand what we're looking at. That's the point. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. So it's what we're seeing, understanding what we're seeing, knowing what we're seeing, being confident in what we're seeing and what is being shown to us. Okay, now I know that we all have intuition, right? But it's a matter of using our intuition to expand what we see. A lot of us go on our feelings and assumptions, right? But many times we need to corroborate, or we need to, it's like a fact check, right? So the fact check comes from divine spirit. So your intuition you may feel something or have an assumption. Once you feel you have an assumption, now it's for you to go within, right, to gain that clarity, so that when you get the clarity, your scope can be sharpened, so you can see better what it is that you are feeling, thinking, or maybe someone showed you something. Here's the shine, right? This is the Leo energy, where there's something that's exposed, something that's out in the open, something that is front forward, face forward, like it's in your face. It could be a confrontation, but I'm not seeing that at this point. It's a matter of opening up. Could be opening up to see things from a newer perspective, okay? Newer heightened view. Bottom of the deck is Chiron, which speaks about healing some area within our existence, okay? Again, these individuals are placed here to aid in humanity's restoration, healing, and recovery, okay? All right, oops, we have one that I didn't see. It was turned over. We have Gemini. This is a sense of sharing, like sharing the wealth of knowledge, sharing through either vocalizing something, sharing through opening up, or opening up the communication, opening up the lines of communication. Opening up the lines of communication. That's interesting. Look at the sense of sharing, okay? And this to me is like, it's Aquarius energy, but this is to me like balancing something out, sharing the wealth of knowledge that you have. So what I have learned, I give to you, right? You analyze that, you digest that, you take out what is going to be beneficial for you, and then you share that, or you pass it along to another person, okay? So this is like cross-pollination, right? The communication is going from one place to the next. The point is not for it to be diluted or for it to be downgraded. No, it's still supposed to maintain its purity. Because remember, the purpose is for healing, right? Number 11 is balance. It's still supposed to be equal. It's still supposed to be the same amount, right? With the same strength, if that makes sense, okay? It's still supposed to add that same amount of clarity. It's still supposed to grow, okay? It's not supposed to become weakened. You know, like the potency of medicine. If you go to one clinic for a certain dose of medicine, right, for a diagnosis, if you go to another medicine clinic for the same drug, I'm just using that as an example, they should be giving you the same strength, right? The same potency of that medicine to heal that same diagnosis. So this is what it's talking about. Like, be mindful that when you're going to different guides, right, that the messages that you're getting, one, that it's balanced. Like, you can check, it's like you checking the stations of others, and when you see that their station, the medicine that they're giving you, that it is checking out, like it's accurate, right, it's brought some healing, like it's actually correct, you actually witness some things, you see the truth of what was saying, that is your confirmation, okay? Especially if you live completely different from where this person is at, right? Like, you are across the oceans, you are someplace distant, someplace far, you've traveled, and this message is coming to you, and this message somehow, some way, shape, or form, it impacts you, it touches your heart, it touches your soul, and it actually becomes a catalyst for your transformation. That's the word witnessing to you. That's showing you the potency of that message. That's showing you how accurate that message was. That's showing you that you can trust the validity of whomever gave that to you, or what source that you went to. That's helping you to give that backing, right? That confirmation, or that seal of approval, so to speak. All right. All right, Holy Spirit. I think we're getting it. Okay, I think we're getting it. All right, so I'm looking at the red of these flowers, right? And the deep color of this candle. The root chakra, okay? The belief system, all right? So what we believe we see versus what we believe we know. All right, they're two different things. Remember, I mentioned assumptions. Assumption comes from, like, you have a feeling about someone, you see something, but you're not quite sure, maybe because you didn't inquire, you're going off of assumption or your intuition, right? You can do a fact check on that intuitive nudge that you got by going back to spirit, and there's different ways you can gain clarity, okay? Now, if you find that you've received something and it is accurate, but because you don't want to believe something that's said for whatever reason, because of fears, we're talking about the root, right? Because of fear or insecurities, or maybe you just feel insecure about yourself. Maybe you don't trust yourself, therefore you don't trust other people. That's a different story. That just means there's something within your own your own framework, okay, frame of thinking, and even your belief system that you have to challenge now, okay? Especially if what you have received from a person, a guide, right, a spiritual leader, is accurate. Like it's actually showing you some areas in your life, like the light bulb has turned on, and it's actually moving you. Like there's a momentum where it's moving you along, it's taking you out of a stagnant place. Right now, the stagnancy, like when you're trying to come out of a stagnant energy, it may feel a bit turbulent, and you may feel some resistance, right? That could be because of fear. A lot of us become very comfortable in the known, what we know, right? However limited it is or however expansive it may be in our sight, we're comfortable in it. So to move beyond that, that can be a challenge. So be mindful that you're checking within yourself to see what is the resistance, what is the source of resistance that you're feeling or that you're being faced with at this time, okay? Because the resistance could be coming internally, but it may show up, it may manifest in your natural world through a different form. So it's for you to kind of connect the dots, right, with your intuition, with what you're observing, with what spirit is sharing with you, with what the guide is saying, and like pull all of those resources, all that information together so that you form a clearer picture. Right, when you have that clearer picture, that is when you can have the confidence to take that step further, to move out of that stagnant energy. I hope that makes sense. Leo does speak about confidence as well, being confident enough to share something, being confident enough to communicate something, okay? Being confident enough to help to either heal or bring balance to an area within yourself or in others, okay? Because this is about the collective. This is not about one individual. This is about having authority in what you do. And not just you having the authority, but that your authority is regarded as such. It's not a matter of forcing the issue or causing someone to, like, you're trying to convince someone. You don't need to convince nobody of nothing. First of all, you need to be convinced about what it is that you're here to do. Like, you need to own your truth. You need to know what it is that you're supposed to be doing, first of all, and simply just live that, right? It's a matter of you just accepting your path and living in that truth. So the authority here, that's also a sense where other people will be able to see the authority in that station that you are seated in. And yes, this is about individuals who are seated in a specific station in life. I am not talking about, when I say station, I'm not talking about a monetary station or status, where like it's wealth related. Okay, that's not what this is about. This is the station, the position that you occupy in the body, in the collective. Everyone has a role, right? There's importance in everyone's role, and we must be respectful of everyone's the parts that they play, and show respect, right? Like, if you are lacking let's say certain talents in an area or skills in an area, yet someone that could be a family member, could be a friend, could be a foe, what have you, they have these skills, right, these talents. Now, if you need help in something, you can easily go to that person because hey, this person is known for such and such and such, right? So why don't I go to them? If you're not healed, right, like I talked about that base, that root chakra, if that is not healed, if it's still wounded, and you have envy, you have jealousy, you even doubt the manifestation of the workings that you've already seen this person's work. You have heard the testimony, you've heard other people declaring, whoa, I went to this person and such, and you're seeing their life being transformed. It's not just like you're hearing, but you're seeing like all three components are matching up, whatever those components are. Excuse me. Things are adding up, and you still are discrediting or discounting someone because of fear, jealousy, or I don't know, envy. Like because you don't have that same thing. You don't want that person to be acknowledged for their gifts or their talents. That is someone who is very wounded, right? That is someone who is living from, is it even a broken ego? Or a fractured ego, maybe that's the better term. That is someone that is living a life that, one, it's not representative of their truth, right? And two, it's not honoring the station of another human being who is here to assist the collective. This is what the message is about, guys. For whoever needs to hear this. Tarot is not just like fun and games and, love messages and, what's that person doing and yada, yada. That all has its place, okay? But it's the deeper purpose, okay, is to help bring clarity, to help bring that forward movement, to help with the confirmation so people don't stay in a place that's broken and die, like spiritually, emotionally, physically, always living a wounded life. It's to help repair individuals so that they can live to their highest potential. All right, guys? We have first house, how we are arriving on the scene, how we're showing up. And I have to say, these three cards, they're pretty consistent. Last time I used this deck, I think I got a similar, Pinnacle. Yeah, that came out a few times. Trine, this is where things are, the need for things to work together more smoother, okay? Like, I see a few birds here, right? And this ribbon, I'm sensing something gentle, okay? Versus coming out the box swinging, okay? There's no need for like a confrontation when we communicate things. There's a need for acceptance, right? This, I'm seeing it as, and the deer, right? Or the fawn. This I'm seeing as, they're two different creatures, right? One is bigger, right? The deer is bigger. You probably can't see that. That is a deer right there. Let me make sure you can see this in the frame first of all. Okay, perfect. And you have the birds. So they are different. They have a different makeup. They have a different station in life, right? One is a land animal and one is of the air, right? That you can look at it as an air element, someone who's very communicative, and an earth element, someone who's very grounded, someone who may be just very secure within themselves or just stable financially, what have you. So both aspects of that individual, or both reflection of divine spirit, whether it be through the birds or through the deer, they have significance, they have importance, okay? There's an ability for them both to work together and still produce something beautiful, okay? I'm looking at the middle, right? The mid-haven. I keep saying haven, but it's heaven, right? The mid-heaven. Thinking about the ascendant, right? Your ascendant, like in your natal chart, like how you, like basically where the zodiac sign, the zodiac is at the time of your birth, right? Regarding to the relations of the sun. And don't quote me because I'm still learning about that, but it's the highest point, right? The highest point. It's like there's someone that either needs to recognize the status, or again, the station of someone's position, or maybe that's where spirit is trying to take you, right? With the exploration, right? And the Aquarius, where you will be able to be seen in a different light, in a different view. It will require some humility, that's for sure, right? To accept that type of role, if that's what Spirit is trying to bring you to, where yeah, this is a heightened state of being where you're going to be seen, you're going to be noticed. Okay, this is the peak, this is the top, like creme de la creme, right? Like the highest source, like, you know, let's say there's a ranking system, okay, and let's say, you know, there's different people on the ranking of, let's say, the first level, then you have the second level, right? After about 3 years you're on the second ranking, then you have the third, fourth, and fifth ranking, okay? This is an elevation. This is after years of either being in one position, one role, and mastering certain things, you are elevated, right? You have that expansion. Your viewpoint expands with every cycle, with every year. You've learned some things, you've utilized the knowledge that you've been given, and now there's expansion, there's growth. So you're now elevated, or you graduate to a second level, third, fourth, and so on. So there is the climatical, like the peak, right? Someone being placed at that top, the highest ranking, the highest level, right? And this is not going to be hidden anywhere. This is in plain sight. Remember, Leo came out, right? Leo came out. That's exposing. That's in the open. That is something that is shown, something that is seen. Gemini speaks about communication, right? So either you're going to hear, you're going to see it, it's going to be noticeable, right? This is, you're going to notice this, okay? Someone is going to be able to notice your status, your station, the position that the divine has placed you in. They will see it. And not only see it, but they will recognize it. Whether they will like it or not, that's a different story, and that's nothing for you to be concerned about, okay? Then we have the first house over here. It's also speaking about how you're showing up, how you are projecting yourself into the world. Like you're going to have a greater level of clarity knowing your station one, and then having the confidence, because remember, you have learned things, you've gone through cycles, you've been elevating, you're actually helping people. People are, you know, giving you the confirmation that yes, the wisdom you shared is of use, it's beneficial. Yeah. So how you are projecting, it's, you're going to be seen. You're taking that authority of the position that you've been given, and you're operating it in it fully. You're stepping. Before, maybe you had a sense of authority, but you were very humble with it, right? Very, you know, you kind of kept it closed, you know, closed mouth. And you had a small circle that you may have dispersed this information with, or this wisdom with. This right here, this scale, the magnitude is changing. Remember, I said travel abroad, overseas, okay? That's for whoever this is for, where it's no longer going to be limited to like a certain geographic area. It's transcending borders, okay? It's going beyond the seas, okay? It's going beyond the seas. Look at this. It's the sharing of this knowledge is going outside of the container where it was first poured. It's going into another, like another region, another vessel, another area, okay? That's interesting, because I've never looked at the Aquarius like that, as far as region and sharing in that capacity. All right. I want to say it was almost like I felt like I was on a live, and the instinct was to say, any questions? You guys have any questions? If you do, put it in the comments and let me know. I'll do my best to get back to it, because I don't know. I gotta check in with divine spirit. I gotta ask as well, right? I gotta ask for clarity and guidance myself, right? So there is some success that is going to be evident, right? In this collective, whoever I'm connecting with, there is a chief here. This is an earth sign, okay? There's something that is grounding, and it's whatever you have already received from the divine, right? Whatever you have been given, okay? in your time of, let's say, exploration, excuse me, that is going to be grounded into the earth, okay? It's going to be rooted here, okay? It's almost like it's a pattern, it's a code, it's an imprint that will resonate not just in your generation, but in the generations to come. This is like legacy. This is like ancestral wisdom or ancestral knowledge, right? Being passed down from one generation to the next. This is the importance of this station, okay? For whoever this is for, all right? We have partnership here. Now, I know the first thing y'all might go to is lovers. Again, this is not a love message. And this is about our spiritual walk, our spiritual aptitude, our spiritual awareness, our connection to divine source, and our connection to others, and the office or the stations that we hold in the body, and how we benefit and assist others, and having regard for each vessel, for each workings, for each person, right, within the collective. So we are all supposed to partnership together, right? This partnership is that it connects with this cross-pollination. We're all supposed to be jointly fitted together, lacking nothing. Okay, so whatever knowledge you have gleaned, whatever success you have attained to, knowing that you haven't attained it onto your own, because surely you have gone to someone before, you have gained guidance from someplace else, you have prayed, you've reached out to whomever, whatever, seers, guides, oracles, you've gotten messages. So no one is here as a man-made individual, right? We haven't arrived on the scene by ourselves without the assistance of anyone, right? So it's to acknowledge that we are in partnership first with spirit, right? Divine spirit, Elohim, right? The creative, all that is. In this life, we are connected through source. That's the partnership, okay? And even if you want to take it further to say the triune, like that's source, that's us as the individual with source, and then that's us with the collective, with one another, okay? Triune, that's what I'm speaking about here, okay? Wow. And achieve again. Okay? This is the goal. This partnering up, this is the goal. So if wherever you're at, you're faced with some type of division, you're faced with some type of maybe someone discrediting, someone maybe working against your efforts, possibly someone maybe striving with you even, that can be frustrating, I'm sure, right? It can be frustrating. It's a reminder that many of us in the collective are unhealed vessels. We still have a lot of work to do within ourselves, and because of that, we're all not at that capacity where we can sit in that station and be operational, right? To be fully functional, where we can aid others, right? And be a benefit to the whole. But that is the goal, guys, right? That's the goal. That's the goal. Okay. I'm looking at this circle and the trees that are all connected within the circle. Like from one, this is like one nut, right? Let's say an acorn. From that one, there's like 4 extensions. Okay, so from the core, there's the extension north, south, east, and west, extension outside of that home base. But remember, the core has to be very stable. You are the first core, first of all. So that means your walk with divine spirit has to be secure. You got to be stable. I talked about the root chakra. So the workings that you need to do for self, You got to be about the business to do that before you can talk about trying to assist, help, or do anything other than be of help to yourself first and foremost, okay? In order for the body to be able to expand, in order for the message to be able to breach those limited viewpoints or limited belief systems that we've all been birthed into, okay? This is the need to secure the base, secure the center before we can even talk about transcending anything, all right? Could speak about your family, needing to secure your family specifically. These wanted to come out next, so we'll look at them. The 9th house. So we have the 4th house, your home base, the 9th house. Again, look at the balloons, right? The air balloons. Is that what they're called? It's a sense of travel. It's a sense of, again, look at the circle, right? Here's the foundation, right? Where you've learned everything you need to learn within that unit, that family, that home, okay? That's yourself, okay? Now, here's where you're expanding outside of that view, right? So the perspective you gain here, the belief systems that have been fostered or cultivated here, that helped you to be secure here. Now you are expanding outside of that. You are discovering there are other principles, there are other schools of thought, there's other than what you have come to understand. Okay, you're breaching that limited view that you have been growing into, okay, so that your branches could extend outside of these walls. All right, see the balloons extending outside of that perimeter of that circle, but there's still a core, okay? And the yellow shows like the sun, like the illumination. Remember Leo, right? The illumination, the light, right? This is clarity behind this card. So the clarity, the illumination comes when you allow yourself to move out of that norm, that comfort, that whatever you are used to working with or dealing with. Like, you allow yourself to explore new terrains, right? You allow yourself to investigate other connections, right? Other cultures, like other ways of existing, okay? And it says, do it in a big way. This is not, remember I said crossing seas, right? This is where you are some of us moving beyond this region, going abroad, overseas, traveling, expanding our repertoire, expanding our spiritual aptitude, breaching, again, I keep hearing breaching, like breaking out of that, the confined space of our thinking, or the capacity where our mind was limited to think on whatever. It's breaching that. It's going beyond that, okay? It's expanding beyond that, almost explosive. And I say explosive meaning that so many new things, you when you open up, it's gonna be like an explosion, like a new baby tasting a new food, right? Those taste buds are so heightened, right? And the experience of tasting something new is so explosive when you see these babies' expressions, right? It's like, wait, what is that? It's so foreign and so new. It can be shocking, right? It could be shocking. It could even be a bit of unpleasantry, right? Because you may learn something new that shatters what you used to believe. And so it's like, whoa, there's instability, there's that tower, there's the change, there's a shift, right? Where you are having to invent a whole nother way of seeing yourself or of being, okay? Being open to new ideas about existence, about life, about whatever. Wherever you get your understanding from, wherever you usually get your confirmations, you're being open. This is stirring up change, right? Whatever happens here, it's a situation that's going to produce or be a catalyst for change and expansion, with the end result being achieving a goal where individuals can learn how to occupy their station well and be a benefit to self and the collective, right? On the bottom of the deck, we have Saturn, right? Remember, Saturn, that's that rigid, limited view, or that scope that is this, it's small. You're breaching that. You're going beyond that. Maybe before you were like, okay, let me wait and see. Let me try to figure this out. Let me do it how I used to do before. Let me, and that may have worked before, right? It may have worked before, but there's a need to be concerned about how things are working now. When you take an inventory, when you look at where you're at, is it truly working? Is it truly benefiting you? Is there more to be discovered? What are the things that your soul is nudging you to do or to learn? Be about that business, okay? Okay, so I think I'm done with these. Yeah. Dreams. Yep. Your dreams. It says be a part of something overwhelming, right? Be a part of something overwhelming. So what are you dreaming about? What are the things that you are maybe idealizing when you look at something? You have these ideas and these thoughts, and it's like, wow, I wonder. I wonder. I wonder what it would be like to live in another country. I wonder what would it be like to work for this company. I wonder what it would be like to travel to so and so, right? I wonder what it would be like to live in an actual boat, right? Like not on land, but in an actual boat. Don't you know some people do that? I wonder what it would be like to just travel the country in a camper or an RV. People do these things, right? So it's it's not that it's impossible. It's just maybe exploring the avenues that maybe you've been dreaming about but have been afraid to consider, because maybe it's overwhelming, right? Like changing your world very well could be overwhelming, and I get it. Change can be scary. This one was the last one that came out, 8:44 on the timestamp. What you want to be known. When I think of that, and this is another card of Gemini, air sign, right? You're thinking, right? How you're thinking, how you seeing, how you are understanding, how are you conveying, communicating, how are you receiving information, right? All of that, right, connects to this air element. So what you want to be known, like how do you want to be remembered when you leave here? Do you want to make an impact? Is it important for you to make an impact? Or is it important for you to just stay behind the scenes and just do your business, do whatever time you like, do your time, right? Some people say do their time. Do your time and then just leave the earth unnoticeable. It's really up to you. It's really up to you. But how you live, how you interact with your environment, with others, with yourself even, which is most important, how you're interacting with yourself, because this is the twins, right? This is you having a relationship with you. Here's the partnership with self, okay? How are you relating with yourself? Are you at peace with that? Because if you're not at peace with that, it'll be very difficult to be at peace with anyone else that you try to partnership with. So this has to be healed if you're wanting to explore beyond your current existence. Oh my gosh. I think I'm getting to the end of this message. Holy Spirit, thank you so much for this message. Is there anything else that we need to look at before, obviously? Okay, anything else? I'm getting two more, okay. All the way over, please. There we go. So this says closing the door, completion. I talked about cycles, right? How you've been showing up, how you've been existing up until this point, right? We talked about the levels, right? Your experiences up until this point, your experiences for the past 3 years, 10 years, like every cycle that you go through, you've learned something that hopefully has brought you a little bit closer to self, hopefully, or unfortunately for some, it may have brought more of a disconnect. So you will have to be the judge of that, right? You are your own judge. So you got to check in with yourself to see, where are you? Okay. In the grand scheme of things, where are you? So we have clarity and organization again. Okay. And I'm looking at this community. I see multiple chambers in this house, right? It's a tree, but there's like two house, but within both house there's different compartments, different chambers, levels, right? The different levels, okay? So it's a sense of elevation and organization. So in a body there are different offices, there are different positions, different roles, and everyone is supposed to do something. Who's supposed to be sweeping? Then do that. Who's supposed to be dusting? Can you please take care of that because the windows are getting dusty, right? Who's supposed to be making sure the light bulbs are changed? Can you please that because it's a little dark in here. We need to see, right? Who's supposed to be bringing the water? Can you please go and get the water for the body because people are thirsty, right? What is it that you're supposed to be doing and bringing to the table for the collective? This is clarity and organization. The house has to be tidy. The community has to be in order. Okay. Everyone has to be able to respect the office, the status, the position of the other person, and give props where props is due. Not in a sense where you're trying to trying to encourage pridefulness. No, it's the fact that you recognize that this person, this person holds this station that is vital for the body or the organism to thrive. And even with that, there should be a sense of protection around that individual or that person who's operating in that office. That would look like you praying for somebody, you interceding on their behalf, you maybe, yeah, sending them gifts, donations, things that will help to sustain them. That would also mean like you may be advocating for them. If somebody's trying to speak against them, you speak up, right? You protect, you surround that individual. It's something interesting that I learned today that I did not know, right? My supervisor was telling me a story where she was watching this, I don't know if she was watching a documentary. No. She was having an experience where she went somewhere and, these people were in the water and they were going to be working with the dolphins, right? But because she was pregnant at the time, she was unable to get into the water at the same time with the crowd, or else the dolphins was going to surround her because they are protective of fetuses, like babies, right? They can tell, they can see the baby in the womb. I had no idea about that. If y'all knew about that, let me know in the comments because I found that fascinating. But they have a natural instinctual sense to protect vulnerable creatures. Like, I think that's beautiful. And so it's the same premise as far as someone who's holding a status. Like, yeah, and I say they could be vulnerable because maybe there are dark forces out there that sees the talents and gifts of, let's say, someone who is relaying messages, and so they may want to attack or want to discredit or tear down and maybe defame or what have you, mar their character, right? That's ways of discrediting someone or tarnishing someone's reputation, so the weight of what they do, it loses validity. Okay, so you being like a dolphin have a responsibility. Remember, what is your station? Are you a defender? Are you a protector of the body? Are you a servant? Do you give water, or do you raise your sword? Do you use your voice? Like, what is your station? Be about that business, right? That's the point. We have wailing tree, reconciliation. So look at this. There are two trees here. One is all tidy. It's structured, right? and elevated. We have one here that there's no house. We see the leaves, but it's a bit barren. It says wailing tree, okay? So it has the potential because we see life. The tree leaves are golden. So there's power here. But it's like it's weeping, because where's the collective? Where is the protective energy? Where is the respect? Where's the regard? Where's everyone that's coming together, right? Because reconciliation is a coming together. So maybe branches have been cut off, right? Like wailing for its seed or its fruit. Where are the fruits? Where are the fruits, right? Someone maybe came and infiltrated something or someone or an organization or a group or a community, and it's like, what happened to the fruits? Maybe someone stopped bearing, they stopped showing their talents or stopped operating in that office because of being attacked and no one there to defend them. Oh my gosh. Wow, I didn't know this was going there, guys. I didn't know. It says courage to step into life. When life is rough, when life is just a challenge, when there is a storm that someone is facing, how do we show up for that person? How do we show up for ourselves? How do we step in the gap? How do we know if our role is to step in the gap? Right? You have to pray. You have to seek guidance. You have to know what your office, what your position is. Your eyes have to be open. You have to be able to see clearly, to know what to put your hands towards and what to refrain from engaging with. But this is courage to step into life. Yeah, life can be sticky. It can become entangled. It can get messy, right? It takes courage to help someone who is wounded. But know and believe, everybody don't want your help. And everybody don't need your help. So it takes wisdom to discern who you're supposed to reach out to, who you're supposed to connect with, who are you supposed to align yourself with. Remember, this is partnership, right? You got to be aware of that. And this is right use of power. This is, again, speaking of what I said, the station. Using your station for the right purpose. So for those who are in a station, they are recognized as such, whether it be a guru, a guide, an oracle, a messenger, a seer, a medium, whatever label you want to go by. The office that you're operating in, you have a responsibility of utilizing that authority, that power properly. Because there are those who misuse power, right? There are those that, let's say someone, thank you, Holy Spirit. Boy, this message, I thought I was done. 5-5 may be significant to someone out here. It is indicative of a change as well. 5 and 5 is 10. That is a new cycle, something new that is starting. So there's 10 again. Okay, there's another sync. So 10 is out here. 44 and 4, right? 31 goes to 4. 4. That's a sense of protection. The fourth house, protection, security, the family. Okay. A message that was coming through with this in alignment with this message was how some people may go to a guide, a messenger, an oracle for guidance, right? And instead of these, let's say, practitioners or counselors or guides telling the truth about a situation, they may mislead, right? I saw the 7 of Swords and I saw the Page of Pentacles. So it's like you're lying to say that there is good news when really and truly there's not good news, right? It's a deceptive energy, right? Where you're either concealing facts, misleading the populace, telling half truths, and the like. So that's a misuse of power. So you have the gifts, you have the skill set, you have that connection, but how are you utilizing that power for the mass? How are you of a benefit when you are misleading? And also, because some of us maybe are in this position or status because of money. So then the motivator is not for healing the body. The motivation is so that pockets can be filled, bellies can be fed, and maybe gluttony encouraged. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just the messenger. Just the messenger. I'm going to do a time check here. Oh my gosh, we are at an hour. Wow. We are at an hour. All right. Just wanted to show you the bottom of that. The deck is the Two of Cups. We're going to wrap it up. Holy Spirit, any last, thank you, first of all, for this hearty message. I hope it finds everyone that is supposed to receive it. Any last words? Upright would be great. You know how I like that. Thank you so much. About the station, about the stations that we occupy. Yeah, there are those that they use their power for just recognition. Like they just like to be acknowledged. They may just like to have money. That's the Queen of Pentacles. What else, Holy Spirit? The work that they do is to line their own basket. Line their own basket. Yeah, they come off as being sincere. Okay. Ooh, the message is coming out. Oh my gosh. The message is coming out as being sincere. I see the Ace of Pentacles right here. But there's like burdens, right? There's burdens behind it. We have the Star. Star is speaking about healing, okay? Someone that is seen, someone that is known, like notoriety. Okay, doing things for notoriety's sake. Ooh, Six of Wands, that's being recognized, being acknowledged. The Star also being recognized, being seen on a public scale, maybe. Anything else? Okay, this wanted to come out. That's the Six of Cups. Anything else? Okay, so things were just coming out kind of fast, and now they're slowing down. Okay, all right. Okay, there we go. And people don't like when you are sharing this type of truth, okay? We have a magician, okay? We have a sorcerer here. We have someone that knows how to use their craft very well. And a lot of people may know this. They are well noticed. They like to win. My gosh, this message is really they like to win. See the battles, see the conflict. In essence, they cause conflict though, okay? The truth behind what they do, they cause conflict and blockages. Like they stop people from moving towards what is their highest good. Oh my gosh. Ooh, oh my gosh. I'm saying this because guys, I kind of got this already, but not that I was tiptoeing around it. I was just laying the foundation, right? So that the collective is aware that there are stations. We all have positions. We all have a role. And it's important to know how to use that role. So the majority of the message is to help us remember that we're here to add vitality to the body, right? To help heal and help restore. That's the goal, right? That's where we're supposed to be directing our efforts and our energy. However, unfortunately, there are others in these positions or these seats of authority that unfortunately they use their skills and their craft, their knowledge to mislead others. And a lot of times this is because of money. I say that with a very, like a sad heart. And I noticed these cards is like, now, okay, Holy Spirit, anything else you need the collective to hear? Thank you. Thank you. Yes, indeed. They do work. They do work wee hours of the night. Okay. They do work wee hours of the night. They're very focused on their work. Look at someone who is studying. They study a lot, okay, but it's for money. Look at the cobweb. So this could be someone that has been doing it for a while, or they have a lot of wealth that they've gotten from this knowledge, right? This is their wish fulfillment. Like they've gotten what they wanted, okay? They've gotten what they wanted. Now we have the Three of Wands. This is a sense of travel. So we got travel with the Chariot. Ooh, yeah, their exploits are coming to an end. Shit. Wait. Their exploitation is coming to an end. Four of Swords. This person is laying down their swords. The swords, remember, is a sense of communication. They're talking, they're saying, they're dispatching information, they're sharing some type of knowledge, right? They're trying to bring some understanding or have shared news. This is resting on that now. Those plans to move towards something, right? Whatever that is. What is under here? To be either famous, the star, to be recognized, to receive the fruits of their labor. This is resting. That's the confirmation that, wow. Okay, I just heard extortion. Extortion. This is, yeah, extortion. That's that. I said it correctly. Thank you, Holy Spirit. This is having to let this go. I don't think they want to, though. It's like not wanting to let this go, but somebody has, this is moving away. This is having to leave something, like having to look at all the fruits on the tree, right? Giving up. Somebody gonna have to give up what they got from extortion, from soliciting. Whew. Whatever money somebody gained through deceit, through deceptive means, right? Through sowing discord, the Five of Wands, through causing blockages, whether it be to someone else's finances or impacting someone else's stability or impacting someone else's wishes by misguiding them. This is a stern message. This is a stern message, okay? Yeah, this is a long time coming. I saw the Knight of Pentacles. This is a long time coming. Wow. All right, Holy Spirit. Anything else at this time? This is the Four of Wands. This is releasing something. Now, Four of Wands is typically reconciliation and happiness, right? It fell right here with the Four of Swords, Five of Cups, right? So this is like losing something that brought happiness. Ooh. Something that they created. There's the Empress. And this three of Cups is peeking out. Anything else? Can you clarify the Four of? Yep. Thank you. For those doubters, for the ones that was saying, well, Four of Swords is usually reconciliation and happiness. Yes, it is, right? It is, but under this circumstance, it's like, remember, we have to, so we have to use our intuition, right? And use it in the context of the message, okay? And how it landed on the Five of Cups right next to the Four of Swords. it's like there's gonna be a break in this stability, in this happiness. The Tower is here. It's changing, right? That dynamic is changing. We have the Wheel of Fortune here, and this is fate. This is something that, like, no one can stop this. The Tower, it's happening, okay? It's happening because here's the Moon. There's things that were done to cause a bit of, like, this is hang-ups. This is, you know, like, where you didn't see, you didn't know, and it caused some type of wrench, like where you're entangled, but you're gonna know. You're gonna see. And look at the monies falling out of someone's pocket. Like, this is a sink. Look at the monies, right? Dropping. And mind you, it's right next to the Eight of Pentacles, okay? This is a long time coming. Knight of Pentacles again on a split. All right, Holy Spirit. I'm just checking to see that I got everything out, guys. 1 second. Yeah, so someone, their focus was money. It's like they targeted, either they targeted individuals with money. Oh my gosh. Wounded warrior. They targeted, okay, this person got stacked from targeting individuals who had resources. This is a stag. This is a masculine. This was going on for a while. This is the nine of wands, where someone was doing this, right? They were pursuing this for a long time. Judgment. Oh my God. There's judgment, okay? There's the judgment that's coming. Whereas they were building Seven of Pentacles, you know, you got Eight of Pentacles, right? You got the Ten of Cups coming in, the Four of Wands. So it's like what you loved, or what you cherished, or what you praised, or what you idolized, that very thing you're going to be stripped from. It's going to be held back from you. Shit. Oh my gosh. And if you partnered with anyone, if you worked with other people, in conjunction to do this or whatever, they're going to probably be moving away. They're going to see it. The people you connected with or collaborated with, they're going to see it, and they're going to be moving away. And there's a confirmation that this is the ending here, right? This is the door closing. Remember we saw, I moved the card, but it said completion, but I moved it. So, oh, is it still here? No, I think, oh, it's still here. Hold on. Okay. Right? Door closing, ending, right? Closing out one cycle, okay? Something that you were persistent in doing this, right? Persistent in doing this. Maybe you were given an opportunity to, hey, you know, why don't you accept this? Why don't you offer the truth? Why don't you share this, right? Still studying and still working with the elements that you already have, or whatever, like whatever you have given your. So some people commit themselves over to certain things, right? This is whatever they've committed themselves to, what they've devoted themselves to, and refusing or not wanting to maybe accept a different path. Not wanting to accept a new path, the Page of Cups, a different way, right? A new idea, a new way that you can get some type of emotional fulfillment by being fair. Look at the seahorse, right? There's the butterflies. By transforming your ways, your heart. Instead, you wanted to take a risk. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's the page, right? You wanted to take a risk and learn the ways, like the crafty ways. Dang. Yo. Oh my gosh. Okay. You risk, deceptive, crafty, hidden agenda that you are aware of. You are aware of this. You are aware. This, look at this. This is a hermit, but this is someone that's cloaked, right? This looks like someone that's very wise. This is someone that knows better. And when you know better, you do better, right? This may be someone that feels like they've been planted, like they've been stationary for a while. They've been doing this for a while. I'm looking at the red around their belt, right? This is someone who feels very secure in their knowledge, right? And in what they have. They've been doing, this is an aged, it could be someone that's aged. Like, you know, when you see the gray hair, you're supposed to raise up and have them sit down. This is someone who's wise, but it's like wise to do deceit. Do you see this? This is a deceptive energy. The fox is someone that's very clever. The snake, you know, the snake, many people, that is symbolized for the adversary or the enemy, right? Poisonous, right? Venom, right? But yeah, like the buck stops here. This is all coming to an end. This is the King of Swords. And it's going to be very quick too, right? We saw the Tower already. Yeah, some news are going to... Okay, I can't even go any further, guys. This is a bit exhausting. I didn't know we were going to explore this to this extent. So for those that stuck around, my gosh, wow, I'm proud of you, first of all. Like, wow. Let me know if you have stuck around to the end of this message. Put in a blue heart. Blue heart. If you can't find a blue heart, put in a white or purple heart. I have to just sit right now because yeah, this was a bit heavy. All right, collective. Hopefully the next video, 122 on this timestamp, will be what it needs to be. I'm just a messenger, guys. I love you. Bye.